San Francisco's biggest mall, absolute ghost town, especially now considering that H&M has finally pulled the plug. And word is that the current lenders who took the keys back in a foreclosure auction that nobody else bid on, they're kicking everybody out so that they don't have to pay for utilities. What's this going to look like? Let's get into it. Here we go. You know, we've been covering this mall for so long. We've been documenting every big business going, every time a big restaurant leaves, you know, where they're going to, other areas that are doing well. We've covered a lot of that. Westfield Center Mall has been such a long-term just train wreck, right? That ongoing train wreck that as long as there's a new story, I'm going to cover it for you. So let's watch this YouTube. This is one we've already seen, but I'm going to tie it in to what we got going on currently. Here we go.
The COVID pandemic hit San Francisco's shopping corridors like a ton of bricks, and Market Street has never recovered from it. And now it looks like a premier luxury shopping destination has become the city's biggest white elephant. The former Westfield Mall on Market Street is now known as San Francisco Center, but take a step inside and it feels like the middle of nowhere.
Is eerie, especially coming in as, you know, like an outsider coming in. You're expecting so many stores, you know, like typical mall, but it's not that at all.
I mean, it looks like what, like 7 floors and there's 3 stores that are open?
So when I first podcast this and he said that there's 3 stores open, I was like, nah, there's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than that. I don't think there is. They are saying that the mall is 90 to 95% vacant. I think it's higher than that because the only restaurant that I can work out that's still there that hasn't given notice is Panda Express. And we'll see that in a second. Let's keep going.
On a busy day too, I guess.
This group of friends visiting from Los Angeles stepped in to do some shopping and instead found something from an apocalyptic movie. The owner group, including Westfield and Brookfield Properties, walked away from the mall in 2023. And ever since, the stores have been dropping out one by one.
It's shocking, but expected at the same time. Every time I come, maybe like every 3 months, it's emptier and emptier every time I come.
That left the...
What would you be shopping for at this point? Is there like one store that you really... Are you going to H&M? Who shops there? I don't even know. I think did my kids used to shop there? So many stores.
Lenders, Deutsche Bank and JP Morgan Chase holding an empty bag. The former billion-dollar property was put up for auction, and the 2 lenders ended up with the building at a cost of only $133 million. They've hired a company called CBRE to try to find a buyer, and in a statement, it struck a positive note. Quote, amid renewed civic leadership, 3 consecutive years of positive population growth, and surging demand from artificial intelligence and technology firms, San Francisco Center and Emporium is uniquely positioned to anchor the next chapter in downtown San Francisco's recovery. End quote.
So then why, if that's the case, the current lenders are basically, they are shutting everything down. They are closing up shop 100%. They're going to kick out Panda Express. H&M, one of the very last stores to go, just gave notice. That's why we're covering that today. That's why we're covering it right now. So this notion that San Francisco Center and Emporium is uniquely positioned, maybe, but keep in mind, this was the mall, San Francisco's largest mall, that had the 400% increase in human feces in the elevator system. Yeah, it went up 400% because the whacked out drug addict, the homeless folks from outside the mall were coming in and they couldn't quite make it to the public restrooms. Then they just take a dookie right on the elevator. It's so gross. Now, have things been cleaned up? When we talk about renewed civic leadership, that's Daniel Lurie. That's Daniel Lurie, the new mayor. And has he done good things? Yes, he has. But the mall is toast. The mall is toast. That what they say it was $133 million sale. That was a credit sale, meaning, hey, you jokers have over $600 million in debt. We're just going to give you this bad boy for, let's call it the minimum bid of 133. You guys walk away and you figure out what it's going to take this into real conservatorship and then get this bad boy sold. Who is going to buy this mall? I mean, retail shopping is already kind of an albatross, right? And you've got Union Square just around the corner from here actually doing pretty well. Other areas of San Francisco's housing market is insane. They've got multiple bids on rentals right now. And office space they're getting some AI interest. So you've got New York, you've got San Francisco that are kind of trying to make a little bit of a comeback here. But this mall here, it's toast. It's done.
End quote. But 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧𝗛 isn't so optimistic. He comes once a week to the Panda Express in the basement. It's the one business that seems to draw a crowd these days.
I think these will be the last people to put the lights out. I think you'll end up with the only people that come here are like me, just to enjoy the food.
Just for the Panda.
Just for the Panda Express.
He's laughing because he knows that it's just preposterous. The whole thing is just absolutely preposterous. You've got an entire mall with security, utilities. Think about the utilities you pay in whatever your home is, your apartment, your whatever it might be. Think about that, and then think about what 1,000,005 square feet of utilities might look like. Yeah, not cheap, right? Not cheap. So that's why they're kind of going through and they're closing this bad boy down so they don't have the liabilities. See you soon? All right. Okay. Where? You guys are done. Apparel chain H&M confirmed its impending closure in San Francisco Center, city's largest and nearly empty mall. H&M joins an exodus following a foreclosure auction last month. We can confirm that we received a notice to vacate. So literally the new ownership, these are already owners of the debt, right? That officially had the court system say, oh, you jokers here's the keys. You guys get to take ownership. We can confirm that we received a notice to vacate and will be closing our location at San Francisco Center Mall in January. So next month. This H&M is closed down. We remain committed to our presence in the San Francisco area and will continue to explore opportunities for the best store locations. Guiding principle, boring, right? Boring. Retail brokers previously said that the new owner, consortium of lenders that are unfortunately associated with said debt on this property, previously held the debt on the mall, appears to be emptying out the property to slash costs. All right, boys, let's clear her out because we don't know what we're going to do with it. In the meantime, let's hunker down and let's turn off the lights. Let's turn off the utilities. Do you know what happened? Do you know what happens when you turn the utilities for extended period off on a car? Yeah, it's not good, right? You got to run it. All those pipes and stuff, they deteriorate. Plastic deteriorates. Gas goes bad. Same thing with a boat, but worse because it sits in the water, on the water. Just gets ruined. A house? Yeah, you don't want to leave those empty for too long. So what's this going to look like? Well, they're gonna have a handful of skeleton crew going through and maintaining this bad boy. But it ain't going to be, 69 degrees or whatever they keep the mall at. I don't even know. A potential complete closure of the mall, which hasn't been confirmed, would lessen the need to hire security or pay for utilities. This is the situation San Francisco's largest mall now finds itself in. Closed. Wildly closed. Mall's manager, JLL, hasn't responded to repeated requests for comment. H&M had been one of the biggest remaining tenants in the 1.5 million square foot property, operating main store as well as operating an H&M Kids, an H&M Man store. Is that really a thing? I need to get out more. No, I don't. Do I? No, I don't. H&M said it's working with employees to place them in, yeah, whatever. Also has locations in Daly City or yada, 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 yada. Other impending mall closures include Echo Shoes, Samsonite, and Shake Shack. That leaves one restaurant left in the mall, Panda Express, which hasn't responded to inquiries on whether it will It's closing down. It's just like, screw those guys. We're putting out the Panda Express food for as long as we can. You guys enjoy our Panda. Enjoy the Panda. Yeah. Separately, the mall is being pitched as a redevelopment opportunity and marketed for sale by brokerage CBRE. But any transformation effort could be cost prohibitive. It's really interesting that they throw that in there. Any transformation could be cost prohibitive, real estate experts previously said. Yeah. Huh. Well, you mean because it's 1.5 million square feet? People always want to say, well, Sean, what if they remodeled that and made that residential housing? Big, huge, wide mall like that isn't conducive to having windows and doors that go to the exterior. It's kind of like living in I want to say a rat maze, but if you don't have windows, if you don't have exposure on a residential basis, it's problematic, right? It's a tough sell. Hey, welcome to your cave, your 24/7 man cave. Enjoy that. So the reality of taking a big, huge, wide mall with these massive open spaces and then reworking that with all the bathrooms needed, utilities, you got to have a kitchen in each unit. I mean, you can do it, but at what cost is the question, right? It's like, how much is this going to cost? Is this feasible? And the answer typically is no. And that's why I think it was London Breed said, hey, let's make it into a soccer stadium. Yeah, I didn't want to give you a bum steer. My aging memory was correct. London Breed suggests tearing down the mall, replacing it with a soccer stadium, because we need one more soccer stadium. Does San Francisco need a soccer stadium? Is soccer... Whatever, right? Hey, you got the 49ers. Just run with that. Well, we'll figure out what to do with this shopping mall. But what are they going to do with it? That's the question of the hour, right? Because it is a massive, massive building. And 1.5 million square feet, that is huge. Do they demolish it? Yeah, I mean, it's got value. It's a nice mall. Human excrement in the elevator. On and off, you can get janitors clean that up. Now, that part has gotten better. I believe the street conditions in San Francisco have gotten markedly better, but this is the end result when for years and years and years, you have terrible conditions that aren't conducive to having people shop, having businesses run, all that good stuff, right? This is what happens. You shut down the largest mall in San Francisco. So that's why we're covering this to the absolute bitter end. And when Panda Express when they finally say, nope, no more Panda Express for you, we're going to cover that bad boy as well. So the last big major retailer just finally out of there, Panda Express, here we come. It's going to be sad not talking about Westfield Mall anymore, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. Love to have you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks again. Bye for now.